Good evening, guys. Welcome to Fit Rich Sane again. All of us want to be healthy, wealthy, as well as wise. I am Aditya, and I bring to you people who are true experts on the topics that you and I love. You can listen to them and you can ask them your questions right here if you listen to this live. To find out about the next episode in advance, you can follow us on Telegram and on Instagram. As a community, we Fit Rich Sane, we believe in action. And because of that, I will simplify the process for you, bringing it down to very small, actionable steps that you can take today. Today's guest, Dr. Nandi Rameshwara Rao, wants to bring world class professionalism and trustworthiness to the real estate sector. He is the founder and CEO of Realtor Oxygen, and also he's a speaker at Impact Foundation at National Bank. He is a guest faculty at the top government and private institutions, and he has delivered over 200 episodes on TV channels and All India Radio about real estate awareness. As a real estate investment expert with over 30 years of experience, he has joined us to share his valuable insights with us. And by the end of this podcast, you will learn how you can find out if a property is expected to give a good return. And that's all we want from any investment. Is that not it? Thank you everyone for joining in and for making these live podcasts fun and useful. Let's learn to become successful real estate investors with Dr. Nandi Rameshwara Rao. So, Dr. Nandi, my first question to you is, and possibly the most important question for the answer to which everybody wants to know, is that how can an investor analyze a property? When we go out to buy a property, whenever we accumulate funds for that, there are so many options. So, how, as an investor, can we analyze if a property is going to give a good ROI for rent as well as for capital appreciation?
Good evening, all. Thank you for the opportunity. Due apology for getting delayed due to the network. So, Aditya, this is a very valid question. Most of the people have this doubt on this always. So, when we buy, lot of people get cheated. Lot of people, what you say, they are not very clear how to buy, where to buy, what kind of property. Basically, when you see a property, one is technical part, one is commercial part. When I say technical part, the brand of the builder, the quality of the builder, the reputation of the builder, the government permissions, statutory permissions, legal documentation, encumbrance certificate, legal opinion, all these are a must. When you go and see, normally most of the people hesitate to give the document. But normally, once you select the property, you are don't give any money without getting answer to the whatever points I told. Some people can also check on different states, different websites are there. For example, in Telangana, it is a Dharni is there. Like that, every place there is a website. Suppose if somebody is talking about a DTCP permission, Directorate of Town and Country Planning, you have to go into the website and check. RERA permission is very important, Real Estate Regulatory Authority Act. So there are a bunch of factors which you need to definitely go. If you have, somebody is buying first time or second time, please appoint a professional agent so that he can help you out. Otherwise, if you look for 1-2%, you may 98% can be danger. Is your voice audible?
Yes, you're very much audible.
So these are the main documents. The link documents, RERA permission, DTCP or what are the government relevant permissions, legal documentation, legal opinion, valuation certificate, what is the difference between the market price and the guideline value. So these are the minimum things. And basically builder, lot of people, there are so many builders. Please check, don't ask them how many projects you have delivered. You have to check how many projects you have delivered in time. That's more important. You might be doing
Very
100
good.
projects. You might be doing 100 projects, but that guy is not delivering 90 projects in at least 2, 3, 4 years. There are builders who are delayed for more than 10 years. So which is a huge loss to the investor. So these are minimum questions. And the most important which I would like to suggest is kindly don't stop your efforts at the agent level or salesperson level. Meet the promoter of the company and have a one-to-one meeting. They will not give you the meeting whenever you are. Whenever he is free, you have to take a pre-appointment. Go there, talk to him for half an hour, spend time, and you understand him. What is his vision? When you understand hear from the horse mouth, you will know the reality of the business. This is what to say.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nandi. I loved one point that many builders offer some extraordinary returns, but to get that extra 1%, we often end up sacrificing the prime principal too. So it's best not to fall for that greed. And to everybody listening, don't worry, we'll get into details of all the points Dr. Nandi mentioned right now as we proceed into the conversation. So, Dr. Nandi, as a community, as you can understand, mostly the trend today is to invest in financial instruments. And even for me, to be fair, and all our community, we are primarily mutual funds and stocks investors. And now I understand till a decade back or till 20 years back, real estate was among the only investment options available for Indians. But today the trend has changed. So, does real estate have any advantages over the stock market or over mutual funds?
Very good question, Aditya. So basically,
Thank you.
somebody has an investment, some spare money. There are two issues: spare money and somebody taking loan and purchasing. This is one option which we can discuss at the end of the session. Number two is
Right.
what is the purpose of your investment? Like I'll tell you three, four types. Number one, somebody can take it for captive consumption. That's for self-use. Number two, trading, buying and selling. Number three, return on investment, that is rental income. And number four, for a long-term investment where somebody can hold 5 to 10 years minimum. Based on these four types, we need to understand. Now, coming back to your question, basically people compare this share market or mutual funds or gold or real estate. So let me explain one by one. Maybe if you say mutual funds or stock market, what is the good, what is the bad? Here, most of the people have to depend on your agent or some consultant because we don't have too
Right.
much knowledge. If somebody has a knowledge on the stock market, it is one of the good option. I'm not saying one of the best option, one of the good option. There's a lot of difference between good and best. Because you have to be very focused, monitoring on daily, hourly basis about your stock market. Which company is falling down, which company is increasing, debenture is good, primary market is good, secondary market is good. Coming back to gold, I'll give you a history. In 1930, the 10 grams gold, 1 tula visa was 30 rupees. Like
Right.
that, increasing. 1993, the gold rate has come down. I'm talking about 24 carat.
Right.
So around 4,500 rupees per 10 grams. In 2012, 11, 12, it has come to 28,000 per 20 per tula. And during Corona, it was around 55,000. And somewhere it has slightly gone down also. Until 2 months back, it is lingering at somewhere 65, 66, 67. Today, after the union budget, the stock market, the gold market has come down, and there is a difference of 4 to 5,000 rupees per gram, per tula. So there is
Right.
ups and downs in the gold market. I'll come to the real estate. I'll give you an example. There's a prime place called in Banjara Hills, Jubilee Hills, like Nariman Point or Poist Garden or Connaught Place in Delhi. If you see, if you go back in 1970s, per yard in Hyderabad, which is the topmost area, was 12 rupees per square yard. How much? 12 rupees. Can anybody
Wow.
chart? Can somebody chart? Today, what can be the price? Anybody can answer.
Will definitely be over a few lakhs per square yard at least.
No, don't give me roughly. You tell me 5,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, something like that.
I
So
guess it would be
today,
in prime. Please tell
yeah,
us. Please
tell me.
enlighten us.
Okay, I'll give you today the price is around 3.5 lakhs to 4 lakhs per square yard.
Wow.
From 12 rupees. Is it audible?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
From 12 rupees per square yard, today 3.5 lakhs. Imagine what kind of job. It is not 100 times, it is thousands times. I
Thousands
give
of
one
times.
other example in Vizag, where is my native place. In 1978, we purchased it again 12 rupees. That's not on the main road side, inside residential colony. Today it is 1 lakh rupees. 12 rupees has become 1 lakh. So if what I'm trying to tell you is, all the investments are good, but riskless is real estate. And there is a notion that any investor, if he wants to invest in real estate or anywhere, he should have the patience as big as earth. And he should have the ambition and aspiration as sky. what I'm telling in Telugu, there's a good proverb I'm not able to tell in English. So what I'm saying is, if you wait, real estate is not a 100-meter dash. It is a marathon. When I say
Right.
marathon, how long you keep the investment, that much time benefit it will be there. So this is so according to me, all investors are good. But I would like to suggest that the investors should share the percentage. Don't keep everything in one basket. Keeping all eggs in one basket will be danger. So what I
Very good
do,
point. Diversification is important.
yes. So I will share what I'm doing. Probably somebody likes, they can adopt. So out of my saving, everybody has to save today. In today's culture, both wife and husband have to work and they have to save some 20, 30, 40%, whatever possible, depending on your salary. So what
Right.
I do is I keep 40 to 50% in real estate, 10 to 15% in stock
Okay.
market, 10 to 15% in gold market, another 10% in mutual funds and NSC PPF. This is what I do. And I'm very happy that I'm successfully doing well. I'll give you one small rental example. So in 2020, I purchased a 200 feet shutter in the ground floor in a building. At what rate? 2
Okay.
lakh rupees, 200 square feet. Got it?
Wow. Okay.
And today, I'm getting a rent of 6,000 rupees after 22 years or 23 years. And my property value is 30 lakh rupees today. My property value. How much I invested? 2 lakhs. Minimum 25
Wow.
lakhs. Minimum 25 lakhs I'll get. And I already recovered my 2 lakhs long back.
Over 10 times in like 4 years. Amazing.
Yes. So I think there can be not be more than this. Best example, I give you one or two cases. And if somebody has a complete doubt or some more clarity, they can get in touch with us. We'll definitely help them.
Of course. So to sum up for everybody listening, the possible advantages of real estate are that you can invest by taking a loan, a facility not really available anywhere else. You can use it for your own usage. It is one of the few, I'm just summing up what Dr. Nanji just mentioned. It is one of the few investments where you can get a cash flow as well as capital appreciation. It is easier to hold for the long run. There is a possibility of a huge appreciation. And of course, at the end of the day, it's diversification from whatever other things you're doing.
I would like
Um,
to add one more line, Aditya.
please.
The most advantage is you become a owner of the property. That's the pride. The owner of the property. I have transacted more than 25, 30,000 transactions. That means I made 30,000
Wow.
people as the property owners. When somebody is saying this is my property, you see the happiness in their eyes. You can never get anywhere.
That is very true. And we have often discussed this that investment is not just about Excel and the financial numbers, it's also about how you feel about it emotionally. Because if you don't feel good about it, you probably won't be able to hold it for a good time anyway.
So stock market is also good, but if you see the recent current union budget, one day 12, 13 to 1500 points have dropped down. In gold, in real estate, doesn't gold happens somewhere, but in real estate, I have no experience that somebody lost money as long as you've taken a clear title property with good permission and good builder. When you sleep, your profit your investment will earn during your sleep also. That's real estate without any
Ab-
tension. Yeah.
Absolutely. So moving ahead, okay, a few people are sending their questions and raising their hands. Just to remind all of you, we'll take all your questions at the end of our discussion. You're most than welcome to keep sending them right now so that you don't forget them. But we'll take them at the end. We'll just continue with our conversation for now. So, Dr. Nandi, you're one of the Indian faculty selected by the University of Malaysia to providing training to their students. Now, as investors, does international diversification also help us? And can a retail investor do that easily?
This can be answered pro and con because it all depends upon case to case, Aditya. Because international investment, the size of the ticket is bigger compared to India,
True.
Hyderabad, or Delhi, or Calcutta, Madras. The kind of when
Right.
you go to US, it is only $1 million. Only $1 million they will talk. They will not talk about 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. So as long as
True.
somebody has a plan to either settle in the international country or his son is going to study there, there should be some specific reason. Otherwise, if you are going to stay in India and you want to invest, it is left to you only the spare money will go. And compared to the cost, most of the buyers will not be able to afford that much money, according to my knowledge. Out of my 30,000 transactions, I think 25% are outside it. I dealt with NRS from UK,
Okay.
US, Texas, Dallas, Middle East, Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. All these people I have my clients. And I also have my students. So I will say in the present conditions, in India itself, if you see 20 years back, 30 years back, the boy or girl will study in America and they are proud to say that I am studied in America because the salaries were very
Right.
high. In India, the salaries were very low. But if you see in today, in India also people are getting 10, 20 lakhs per month minimum.
There has been a phenomenal shift.
Phenomenal. And now there will be some days, sometime, maybe next 10, 20 years, every student or every man will feel proud to tell that I am in India. I am from India. Because India is going in such a way, especially real estate, we are the most cheapest in the entire world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. So one of the problems that I have also faced with real estate, and one common problem that everybody faces is, but then to be fair, almost all sectors of investment, including stocks, mutual funds, insurance, as well as real estate, have some very talented advisors, some incompetent people, and some downright frauds. Now you have had the luxury of successfully training over 1,000 real estate professionals. Now, as an
15,000,
investor,
15,000
oh
people
wow,
have been.
amazing! Hats off to you. So, from that experience of training these real estate professionals, you tell us what an investor should look for when finalizing a broker.
Very, very, very nice question. I really appreciate your asking. I think you have done a good groundwork and homework so that the speaker will be in trouble. Okay, no problem.
It's also the community for the listeners.
So, actually, इंडिया में क्या है रियल एस्टेट ब्रोकर बोले तो वैल्यू नहीं है दे विल से जो एनीबडी हु कैन नॉट डू एनी जॉब विल कम इनटू रियल एस्टेट दैट्स द स्टैंडर्ड नोट किसी को कोई एवरीवेयर पीपल एनीवेयर दे आर रिजेक्टेड ना ऑल रिजेक्टेड पीपल विल कम टू रियल एस्टेट वो एक
Love your
जमाना में था
frankness.
वो एक जमाने में था 30 years के पहले हमको तेलुगु इधर
Right.
बोलते हैं सेटलमेंट जैसे किसी का लैंड किसी ने आक्रमण किया है और जाके टाटा सुमो व्हाइट कतर ड्रेस डालना गोल्ड चेन डालना जाके उसको कब्जा करना वो दिन चल गया
Right.
नाउ इंडिया इज मूविंग टुवर्ड्स प्रोफेशनलिज्म दैट इज व्हाट वी डू इन आवर रियल्टर ऑक्सीजन वी ट्रेन पीपल विथ लॉट ऑफ एथिक्स हमारा ट्रेनिंग कोर्स में 20%, 25% theory रहेगा 75, 80% practical है that's a specialty nobody is doing in India. Everybody wants experience,
True.
but how will you get experience? I'm giving them on-site experience much before completing their course. This is one.
Right.
Second,
Right.
when you wanted to select or appoint agent, please talk to 3 to 4 people separately. Number one, very important. 1-to-1 in person, no talking in phone. And ask these 10 parameters, 10 questions I'm going to tell. Please listen. Number one, how long he has been in the business? What segment he is doing?
Okay.
Which geographical area is doing? What is his product knowledge? What is his geographical knowledge? What is his documentation knowledge? What is his negotiation skills? What is his reputation? Whether he has a website, whether he has an office, whether he has ata pata hai kya. And most important, now I'm telling suspense. You need to ask the reference customers whom he has already dealt with the last 1-2 years. The next important question is in this area, because Delhi or any place is very big. If somebody is dealing in South Delhi, he may not be expert in North Delhi. Am I right?
Right. Right.
So you should ask them which area you have done, how many deals you have done in that area, what was the growth rate for last 5 years in that area where you're looking to buy. Whether he can answer all these questions, you is the right person. And the
Wow.
other important thing is the body language and attitude is very important. Body language and attitude, appearance. We see everything right from body language to body discipline to everything to top to bottom. Then out of these 3-4 people, you select one out of them. He can do a 90% better job.
Really love your in-depth knowledge, sir. I mean, I know that these questions are not something that a random person can answer. You really have to have your heart and soul in this business to be able to answer these questions. What I will request you is if you could, after this session, if you could share this list of questions with us. I will share this with the community, and we'll definitely be able to use it much later.
Let me tell you one thing, real estate मैं passion से कर रहा हूँ. I eat real estate, I walk real estate, I sleep real estate. जो
And
आदमी passion से
honestly, that
करते हैं,
passion is visible in your answers.
जो आदमी पैशन से करते हैं वो कहीं भी आसमान तक रीच होता. जो आदमी बहुत डिफिकल्ट से करता है कुछ भी नहीं होता उससे.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. So please do share the list of these questions, and I will share them with everyone. And I'm sure that will help.
Yeah. Somebody can send
So,
me a personal request. Let Aditya, you're taking a lead to help them, but let the individual investors send us messages. You don't play their role, please. Somebody is interested, they let them send us. We will definitely answer them. Because हम
that makes
लोग
sense. Dr. Nandi sent a message on our question and answer group around half an hour back. You can definitely reach out to him from that message, and I'm sure he'll be happy to help you.
sure, definitely.
Okay, sir. So coming to segments within real estate, in general, should an investor prefer investing in commercial property or residential or agricultural or non-agricultural? What is the best way to go?
ये $1 million क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो 2 सेकंड में बताने के लिए बोल रहे हैं आदित्य जी. What we do
We don't.
इंजीनियरिंग में 1 year एंट्रेंस कोचिंग रहता है. हम जब इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे थे
Right.
बाद में क्या हुआ, क्रैश कोर्स आया 1 month में. 1 year का 1 month में
Correct.
बोलना.
Correct.
You are
Correct.
telling me you are doing with it. You one side you tell sir you don't take more than a minute, and now you are seeing 1 hour answer.
सर जमाना रील्स का है. 30 seconds में सारी लर्निंग चाहिए सबको. So as far as possible, we'll try to give it.
Yeah, segments में basically broadly I'm saying residential and commercial. These are the broad segments. Okay. रेसिडेंशियल में
Okay.
क्या आता है? रेसिडेंशियल प्लॉट आता है, एग्रीकल्चर लैंड आता है, नॉन एग्रीकल्चर लैंड आता है, इंडिपेंडेंट हाउस आता है, गेटेड कम्युनिटी में विला आता है, फार्म प्लॉट्स आता है. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द मेन कैटेगरीज ऑफ रेसिडेंशियल. बोथ रेंटल एंड सेल कर सकते हैं इसमें. कमिंग टू कमर्शियल में क्या होता है? कमर्शियल में इफ यू सी मोस्ट ऑफ द रोड साइड बिल्डिंग जहाँ शोरूम रहते हैं, सैमसंग, टाइटन, तनिष्क ऐसा रहता है ना. So these are the retail spaces. We say retail spaces are showroom space. Next होता है unfurnished office place. Next, fully furnished office space. That is plug and play office we say. You just plug and start working. इसके बाद आता है industrial warehouses, godown, IT parks, SCZs, resorts, hotels. All these are coming under commercial segment. Now, which segment to select is a tough question. It depends upon individual. Like what is their initial stage? I told you 4 types. Which type they belong? Based on that, they have to see. If somebody is already having first house, second house, and third house, then you can look at a commercial place. But provided you should have a big ticket. Commercial आपको 10, 15, 20 लाख में नहीं मिलता है. You will only get at 1 crore to अगर 5,000 स्क्वायर फीट लेना है, अगर अच्छा एरिया में 1 स्क्वायर फीट 25,000, 30,000 है तो 15 करोड़ का हो गया. और कमर्शियल प्लेस में आपको 500, 200 नहीं मिलता. एटलीस्ट मिनिमम फ्लोर प्लेट ओनली 5 to 10,000 स्क्वायर फीट. तो ईच स्क्वायर फीट इन अ गुड लोकेशन आपको 15-20,000 से, अच्छा लोकेशन बोल रहा हूँ, गली गली में गए तो 5,000 में मिलता है. इवन इफ आई से 5,000 भी ले लो, 5,000 into 5,000, 2.5 crore. इफ ही हैज दैट होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी ही कैन गो अप. एंड रेसिडेंशियल में क्या होता है? रिटर्न्स आर वेरी लेस. इफ यू बाई ए फ्लैट एट 1 crore, you know how much, can anybody tell how much rent they will get? 20 से 25,000 महीने में आता है. Am I right?
Exactly. 2-3% for the year. बिल्कुल.
So even if you take highest side to 25,000, 3% हो गया 1 crore में. If you
Maximum.
go to commercial, 6 to 8% is assured. But
Right.
difficulty क्या है? रेसिडेंशियल फ्लैट खाली होती इमीडिएटली आता है. कमर्शियल में बड़ा फ्लैट इतना मिलना मुश्किल है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द एरियाज. देयर इज अ प्रो एंड कॉन. कमर्शियल टैक्स ज्यादा रहता है, कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग ज्यादा रहता है, रेसिडेंशियल में कम रहता है. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन your choice, your comfortable, your holding capacity. Otherwise, any investment in any segment sounds good. Suppose somebody wants to invest, अभी लेटेस्ट ट्रेंड क्या होगा? रिसोर्ट मैंने फार्म प्लॉट्स, फार्म हाउसेस बोल रहे हैं. फार्म हाउसेस में क्या है? You buy 1,000 square yards land, you can only construct 10% in that. You cannot construct 9%. Like So उसमें क्या
Right.
होता है, you are going to use the facility, you will put your swimming pool, paid पौधे, pool, tennis court, or whatever, you put your own design. So that means you are enjoying the facility. So there you get lot of less returns, but your enjoyment is done. Like
Right.
that
Right.
we
Got
can differentiate different headings.
it. Makes sense. Got it. But as you mentioned that commercial real estate will mostly have a higher return, and we have always been taught that with a potential higher reward comes a higher risk. So
Yes,
if we do have the capital to go for commercial real estate, how do we minimize the potential risk there?
it all depends how you what kind of tenant you select. That's most important because there is local, national, international. I will give you a
Right.
small. I will give you a small example which I've gone through. There was one
Right.
property of 30,000 square feet and 30 lakhs rent per month. Whole standalone building, purely very good high street market. So
Has
we have made I think around 24 meetings for past 3 months in finalizing a tenant.
okay.
So at the end of the day, there were parallel agents working on that building. We got a tenant for 28 lakhs who is a national level player. Some other agent got a multinational player, same terms. The
Okay.
owner has preferred to give to the multinational tenant than Indian tenant. So you understood
For
what I'm
more
trying to say?
security. Right.
It is,
Right. Right. A bigger company won't move away that easily, and definitely won't default on rent.
and people may tell then, sir, you are an expert. How did you lose the deal? We didn't lose the deal. There we lost 28 lakhs. In next coming 6 months, we earned 1 crore in the same process because the kind of experience our team got was amazing.
Wow. Very good point. Yeah.
And all our meetings held between 9 to 11:30 in the night on only Saturday nights, no other days. And these
Okay.
all are technical meetings. Suggestion मैंने उसको
Right.
revamp करके मेरे को इधर वो चाहिए ये चाहिए वही बातों में चल रहा था.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, so for any kind of property, we know that whenever a development plan is in progress, or if it is whenever a development plan is revealed for any city, for example, the airport that is supposed to come up in Noida and the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, the prices shoot up. Now, my question is, how can an individual know if the price that is being asked for is fair? Can an individual like me or somebody who is not into real estate find a rough fair value of a property?
Absolutely, absolutely. You want me to answer
How
any other question? Yeah, I'm audible.
You are absolutely audible.
Okay. I think talking to you and your guys is very tough. All the time. These all questions I took money and tell them you're taking free of cost, Aditya.
That's your goodness that you are giving this knowledge to us.
Yeah. See, this value, unfortunately, in little metros good. If you see in most of the states, nobody knows what the deal is done and what is the price somebody has closed. Do you have any clue? No clue because market
Absolutely.
price, market price is 1 crore, for example.
Right.
Official value is only 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs.
Correct, correct, correct.
Except the buyer and seller, even sub-register office doesn't know what is the price the transaction happened.
Absolutely.
Only if at all the third possibility is if you have a professional agent, the agent will know. Beyond that, no other person will not know.
Very true.
So that is the reason why people cannot find out the price. This is the problem.
Right.
I will tell you the solution. Now, solution is you hire a professional agent, like I told you the earlier, what are the points, and have an experienced person in that particular segment and particular area. Number one. Number
Makes
two,
sense.
go and note in sub-register office what is the actual value. Guideline value you say.
Right.
Number three, you physically go and survey. You just go as a normal buyer. Just inquire that wherever area, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, this and that, go to some building because there are a lot of buildings available for sale and rental. Right? So try to
Right.
inquire. Now the builder will
Okay.
quote some X price. The builder will quote some X price, the owner or builder. And today,
Right.
lot of website, you can go to stamps and registration, stamp duty and registration, there the rates are available, basic rate. If you put the survey number or a sheet number or whatever physical address, you get the price.
We'll get the government rate, right?
Yes. So now tabulate all this thing, 5. And go and ask similar builder. Suppose you're buying in a gated community a property of 1-2 crore. There are so many other communities between next 2, 3, 4, 5 kilometer diameter, right?
Definitely.
So go and ask them, inquire that. Then you tabulate the form. You will get the final price.
Makes sense. So I think the two key points that I have taken away from your answer is that one, as you elaborated on very well, look for other similar properties in the same area.
Yes.
Will be one thing. And second, as we also discussed this in our financial investments, in our paper investments like stocks and mutual funds, always take the help of a professional if you can. They are professionals for a reason. They have studied things for a reason. And most of the time, they will have your best interest at heart.
See, I always tell Aditya, an actor has to do actor job, doctor has to do his doctor job. If actor does a doctor job, you know what is the result.
Absolutely correct.
120% the patient will die.
100% right.
Lot of investors, I suggest them, they always feel they know everything. And most of the investors tries to know beyond what is required and they get totally confused. I always give this example. अगर आप शादी करना है 10 लड़की को देखे तो लास्ट में जाके गंदा लड़की के अंदर आप मैरिज कर लोगे क्योंकि you'll get so frustrated.
True, हाँ, that is true. Because हमें जो चीज frequently नहीं करते उसका कैसे पता होगा कि क्या करना है. And once you have, as you said, once you have spent 5 weekends looking at properties, 6 weekend पे आप कहोगे यार जो सामने है अब दे दो. It's good enough now.
कुछ लोग क्या करते हैं, आई डोंट वांट टू मैरी डैडी ना बोलता, डैडी मैरिज लेके आते हैं, फाइनली क्या होता है, फर्स्टेड होते, ठीक है सर डैडी कहाँ बांधना बोलो मैं बांध लेता हूँ.
True, very true.
I am a live example for that. I have only seen one girl without dowry. I married. With only one girl I saw without dowry. I married, and to almost now 25 years plus, I am happily doing it. I always tell I have one wife and one son.
Wow, so but your happy married life for 25 years is amazing. Hats off for that. Congratulations for that.
And today is our marriage day.
Today? Oh, wow. Heartiest congratulations from me and from all of us. And you still count time for us for that. Thank you so much for that. That also shows your passion, actually.
Exactly.
Okay, so in the morning when we were talking, you mentioned that it's a festival, and I was wondering what festival it is today.
No, festival is there, and our marriage day parallel is there. दोनों एक ही दिन आया.
Acha. Wow.
Okay, yeah, next question.
Chalo, congratulations for that. Okay, so as you can imagine, one of the biggest problems with real estate that we face is people who are not very versed with real estate. We face is that when we are buying a mutual fund or a stock, we see it on an internet website in front of us. Now, with real estate, there are so many legal papers. And even worse is that they vary across the country. Legal papers that we need to check will probably be different in Telangana and in Delhi and in UP and in Bihar. So are there any basic papers that we can check ourselves to make sure that we aren't being defrauded?
Yes, absolutely. You have. These are in any state, anywhere you buy, these are the common documents. Slight variation may be there between the percentage kind of document. But otherwise, these are the main documents. So number one, the most important, link documents.
Link documents would be?
Link documents is a history of the property. Okay. We take out the documents right from 1950 since we got independence. In Hyderabad, they write in Urdu language में लिखा था, Urdu. Because निजाम था ना पहले हमारा इधर.
Okay, right. Okay.
So we dig out documents at least 50 to 70 years old. When this property, the layout is done, and from there, how many transactions have happened?
Okay, and so we want the details of the entire chain from of the owners it has traveled through.
So their litigation क्या होता है, एक problem mutation बोलते हैं, उसको क्या होता है, suddenly एक grandfather hospital में मर गया because of without writing the name. Then the problem comes, documentation is done, that is not a link document. This link document is not accepted.
Okay. So we want a very clear chain right from 1947 till today. We want a clear chain of the owners it has passed through and whether it was sold or inherited or how it was passed.
47 तो मिला तो अच्छा है, but at least 40-50 years रहे तो अच्छा है.
Got it. Got it.
नंबर 2 इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? वन वीक लिंक इन ए चेन collapses the whole vehicle.
Absolutely. Very true.
So I'm trying to give an example for this. Now, second,
Okay.
I fully,
Yes.
strongly recommend any investor, please don't buy any property without legal opinion.
Okay. Interesting.
Legal
So we
opinion,
should hire
legal
a professional
opinion,
here too.
sorry, legal opinion should be given by a professional lawyer. Oh, see, इधर का उधर का ना no मैंने what is the recognition? Go for a professional lawyer. There's now a lot of lawyers who are doing professionally real estate, like corporate and other than civil, criminal. There's a separate cell now for real estate. If you want the lawyers, you can talk to me or you can go to any national bank and ask the panel lawyer number. That's the best way.
Amazing.
Number 3, encumbrance certificate. EC बोलते हैं इसको.
Okay.
This you will get from Mi-Seva, Ma-Seva or the sub-registrar office. You have to apply for it. They will give you EC में अगर any mortgage है, bank loans है,
Okay. Okay.
किसका
Got it.
नाम पे है वो तीनों मिल जाएगा. इसके
Okay. So
बाद
इससे पता चल जाएगा कि कोई लोन नहीं लिया हुआ है इसके अगेंस्ट.
yes, government permissions. रेरा हो सकता है, DTC भी हो सकता है, अलग अलग लोकल BDA हो सकता है, CMDA बोलते, चेन्नई मेट्रो डेवलपमेंट, बैंगलोर डेवलपमेंट, ऐसा अलग अलग स्टेट के अलग अलग है.
Right.
So these are the minimum document which you need to check. And if you are buying a old property, go for a structural stability certificate. Structural stability.
Okay. So
Valuation
just
certificate. Valuation certificate.
okay. What would that be?
Valuation is there is a certified valuer who will certify at that stage what is the property value. They have some calculations.
Okay.
And
So
the
just
next one
one thing
is
I would like to point out here to everyone that on the face of it, these things look very difficult. And most investors, I'm sure you will agree, Nandi sir, that most investors tend to bypass these things. But we have to understand that.
I'll tell
Please.
you a classic example. You met us in Triple R picture has come in Andhra, Triple R.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Junior
Right.
NTR was one of the star and Ram Charan and
Right.
Rajmouli is the director. What happened, he
Right.
has purchased a property in 2003 at the rate of 36 lakhs for one plot of 671 square yards without doing
Okay.
proper due diligence. After 10 years, it has come to highlight that on this property, 5 banks have given a loan. 5 banks.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Today,
God.
the property value is 25 crores.
Oh God.
So if you don't check, then you are in the problem.
Absolutely. It's your hard-earned money. If you try to save 5,000 rupees avoiding legal opinion and going for these certificates, imagine the risk that you're taking just for that slight lack of effort.
Exactly.
So just to sum up, you mentioned linked documents. You must take a legal opinion, the encumbrance certificate, government permissions, and if the building is old, structural certificate, and possibly a valuation certificate.
And one more, if it is a land, go for a surveying. Surveyor, there is a government surveyor, take his appointment, they will give the report.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. I think that's a lovely list. I'm sure, ideally people should be taking notes. And as everybody knows, I will share the recording. This is one session I'm really loving. Listen to it slow, take notes again, and save it somewhere so that whenever you're going to buy a property next, you listen to it thoroughly then again.
Based on the particular state, some documents may vary. These are the main minimum documents, and there are rest of other documents will vary from state to state, city to city, like that.
Of course, and I think the legal opinion that you suggested, that will take care of the remaining documents for the state.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, sir, now for most of us, the first property and for many of us, the only property that we buy is a flat to live in. Now, when we are going for a new flat from a builder, the builder, when we are purchasing directly from the builder, or if we are going for a bungalow, which is a resale property. Now, in these two cases, as you mentioned in the previous answer, that we should ideally go for a structural certificate. Now, are there any physical checks that we can also do to see if the property is of good quality?
Last line, your voice is breaking.
Sorry, I asked, are there any physical checks that we can do ourselves to see if the property is of good quality?
I think that is not fair. You will not be able to identify them because, as I told you, there is a prescribed format. Technical. There is people who gives a structural stability certificate in the market. It's better to
Okay, so
they
it's
will
best to
take
approach them.
because you don't know the technical now. How can you? Very few people know about the construction. The tradition
Absolutely.
construction is different. My one technology is different. Ash bricks different. So a lot of issues will be there. Soil testing, soil erosion. That all we cannot do it. Always better if it's an old building. First, I say if it is more than 15 years, don't buy the flat. First, my suggestion because the value is gone.
Okay, true,
If you want to
true.
buy because of budget, people go to second hand. Go for 5 to 10
Right.
years, fine. Because the flat after 15 years, you cannot see the face of the flat at all. And you
Okay,
hardly find
but an old bungalow should be okay, no?
bungalow should be okay. Depends on what kind of construction it is, what kind of and how strong the body is. That's the reason I told you have to go for structural stability.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so again, when we are going to buy a flat, there are so many options today. So, being in Noida, I can tell you that if you go to buy a flat, you will be bombarded with phone calls of builders and agents and brokers simply because there are so many projects there. So, just choosing the project becomes so challenging. So, are there any factors that will help us decide which project, which builder we should go for?
See, if you are going for a builder, I already answered, I'll repeat. If you're going for a builder project,
Right.
first you have to meet the builder. And normally the process
Ah,
is
you
better.
mentioned.
First of all, you have to select 4 or 5 properties which you want to consider.
Right.
Do this evaluation for all the project which you zero down. Suppose X property or zero down. For that property, the document which all that all are required, the builder will provide to you. And the most important, go and see the existing project of the builder. Completed projects are
Okay.
then you'll have a talk to those customers. See
Okay.
the
Talk to
Google,
customers, see other projects.
see the Google reviews.
Makes sense.
Find out from the sales staff how they are feeling comfortable with the company.
Okay.
Meet the builder person. The builder means the finance MD or vice chairman, somebody at senior level, at the ownership level.
Got it.
Talk to the present customer, past customers of their projects.
Okay.
Go to the now whichever site you are trying to buy. Go and see the site and talk to the site employees. Find out from their admin manager whether there is a PF ESI to these employees.
Oh, that shows how professional the builder is.
Means you'll ask me why? Because
Right.
tomorrow something happens with the site employee. Some people have died. The project will get held up if you don't have that ESI, medical, and all this.
Right. Right. Amazing.
And try to find out the reputation from the bank.
Okay.
Find out
Whether they are
builder is paying income tax and property tax regularly. That's also important.
okay. That helps by showing how professional the builder is.
Yes. So like that we can talk many figures, many features. Somebody is interested, they can get in touch with us.
Of course. We'll get to that. Okay, sir. So coming to the other side, let's say I have a property and I want to sell it. So what should I do to get a good price as a seller?
Same thing you have to do. Whatever we have done for finding out a price, no, do it reverse.
Okay, so we make sure that the structure is in good condition and we that then no problems in the title.
Yes, all these are a must. It will be in the reverse direction.
Okay.
वहाँ जो
So
किया है, all to provide. The owner has to provide whatever we are asking the checkpoints. The owner has to provide all those things. And
that is true.
most important is the property should be थोड़ा refurnish करना है. मैंने कुछ old property you cannot even enter into the house. So whenever you want a good place, spend 2 lakhs and you will get 20 lakhs more. That is my guarantee. थोड़ा सजाना प्रॉपर्टी. ब्राइड ग्रूम को कैसे रॉ में देखे तो कैसे रहते, सजाने से कैसे रहता, आपको डिफरेंस मालूम है ना?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, सैंपल फ्लैट देखकर ही सारे फ्लैट्स बिकते हैं.
Yes. So make a little neat and clean. Spend thousands of few lakhs and you get 10 times out of it.
Okay, so we have to ultimately rely on जो दिखता है वो बिकता है.
जो दिखता है वो absolutely. मैं always tell रोटी कपड़ा मकान. रोटी कपड़ा मकान में real estate है the most important. So my
Right.
passion is to create 1 lakh leaders, 1 lakh transactions, and which I'm
Wow.
already going successfully forward with the support of all the builders. I've been mentoring almost 10 companies continuously. I give them the project orientation, induction program, how to deal, how to build rapport. So many topics will be there in our training. We have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks training program by which they will
Okay.
assure to get that income.
Right. Okay, so coming to we discussed buying a property, different kinds of properties, then selling our property. Now coming to tenancy, there are many horror stories of property owners causing trouble to tenants and also many of tenants refusing to vacate properties. So what are some of the clauses we can keep in mind as tenants, as owners, maybe in the rent agreement or otherwise, that can help us avoid such problems?
See, suppose if you're renting a property to a tenant, first and
Right.
foremost, you have to answer this, get the answers for these 10 questions which I'm going to tell you now. If you want, you can.
Okay, love your 10 questions.
Number one, why the tenant is looking for his property?
Okay.
Purpose. What's the purpose?
Right. Right.
Number two, why is it changing from the existing property?
Good point.
How old he has been in that particular property?
You want somebody who's stable enough.
Yes. Then before that, where was he staying? Next question. At least 2
Right.
back
Oh,
points. आज हमारे पास आते तो पहले दो ओनर की चाहिए details. Is he
right.
ready to give the old owner details to find out his background?
Hmm.
Most of the people will not give you.
Reference check. Right.
I will tell you
True.
one example. I also own some properties and rented. एक जमाने में एक 10 साल पहले दो लड़का लड़की आया hardly 20-22 years है couple. They
Okay.
came at night 8:30 घर देके 8:45 का advance दे देते बोले. He didn't bargain. He didn't negotiate.
Okay.
But I have not given the house.
Okay.
मुंह मांग के पैसे देगा. Then I doubted him. Because today nobody will take house without negotiation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever rate is quoted has to be negotiated
So then
upon.
I came to know that he has done some mischief in that previous owner and he has wanted to remove. The owner told today itself we vacate.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
my example. Like that I can tell you 100 examples. Next, find out his Aadhaar card, family members. Ask to come with a family member. Don't see just one person to give it. And most of the guys, ladies are talking. No, you see both the couple, whether it's a widow, divorcee, or what, some problems will be there in individual cases. I always prefer to meet
Right.
wife and husband, the children, their habits, whether they're veg or non-veg, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, smoking or non-smoking, how many cars they have, how many bikes they have, which company they work, whether can we talk to his boss, whether he has any FIR cases against him in the police station.
Okay.
This is the technical part. The commercially tell them what is the rent, what is the increment for every year, what is the notice period, what is the advance, whether he is ready to sign the lease agreement. These are all are the second part.
Makes sense.
So we can tell because of time. I'm not highlighting. These are the main points which you should check. And how many days is going to stay in our property? Somebody sometimes what happen, they will repair their owners for जिसके लिए 2 महीने के लिए आता. And unnecessarily again
Yeah,
what is it? Too late board. Don't encourage such people.
ट्रू. एंड प्रोबेबली फिर से थोड़ा सा आपको उसको क्लीन अप, टच अप, व्हाइट वॉश फिर से कराना पड़ेगा.
वही 2 महीने का एक महीने का रेंट उधर ही चला जाता है वो.
हाँ, ट्रू ट्रू ट्रू. Okay, so we'll move to a slightly more technical part of our session towards the end. So for senior citizens living alone, so should they consider reverse mortgaging their house?
It is an individual case to case. We cannot tell bluntly. We need to understand what is it. Is he taken a VRS? Is he taken a full retirement? Is he 75-year-old? A lot of cases. How long you want to stay? Where does his son is there? How is his medical condition? Based on that, they should put what is their fund position. So that's a big subject. We have to talk one to one. Because आपकी फैमिली की स्टोरी अलग है, दूसरे की फैमिली की स्टोरी
बिल्कुल
अलग है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Absolutely, no,
So
makes
that,
sense. We'll leave this on a case-to-case basis.
yes.
I understand that in finance, very few questions have blanket answers for everyone. There can be guidelines, but definitely not concrete answers that will help everyone. Right.
जितना आटा उतना रोटी, जितना पेट उतनी हवा.
Absolutely. Very
I
correct.
always ask you, do you know Hyderabad is famous for what? Any idea?
Sir, in North India, we love Hyderabadi biryani.
Okay, good. Next.
What
Karachi
else? I'm not
biscuit.
sure.
Karachi biscuit. Karachi
Correct.
biscuit.
Right. Very true.
तीसरा वाला क्या मालूम है? डॉक्टर नंदी रामेश्वर राव.
Wow. Love that answer.
Yeah.
At least in our community, तो अब हो ही गया है, no doubt. Okay. So there are financial ways to, like paper ways to invest in real estate now, like fractional investing and REITs. How do they compare with physical real estate?
Okay, very good question. See, basically, when you want to invest in property, if you're talking about Delhi, Mumbai, you should have at least crores, not lakhs.
True.
So now the question, what is REIT? I'll tell in the last. The question is, suppose somebody has 20 lakhs and you want to own the property. He wants the pride of ownership.
Right.
So you can invest in a plot or independent house in major cities. So for them, there is a body they've invested REIT. It's called Real Estate Investment Trust.
Right.
So what these people do is more into the commercial, residential, less like commercially, they will build a big building. And one floor, suppose there is a 10,000 square feet, which you cannot afford to buy. They're selling it in fractions, 100 square feet, 200 square feet, 150 square feet. And they will start paying rent. Suppose, for example, 20 lakhs लेके आपने 200 feet लिया. एक फ्लोर में 10,000 है. Like that, there is a
Right.
30, 40 multiple buyers.
True.
Now, this 20 lakhs लेके आपको 18,000 rent day one से देता है. Day one.
Okay.
तो 5 साल की construction project time है. Now here there are 2-3 queries. One is 18,000 अभी दे रहे, प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट करने के बाद टेनेंट नहीं आया तो क्या होगा?
Nothing. कुछ नहीं कर
So
सकते.
builder, no, here the advantage builder will give a commitment. Till the tenant comes, builder has to pay.
हाँ, that is the agreement. Yes.
Number 2, suppose अभी जो एक्चुअली 100 रुपया आ रहा स्क्वायर फीट, आने वाले टेनेंट 90 रुपए देते, who will cap the 10%? Will 10 rupees per square feet, the builder will subsidize.
Okay.
Number 3,
Okay.
suppose tenant is giving more, then he can go direct agreement with the tenant.
Okay.
These are the advantages. What is the disadvantage? He cannot sell
Right.
as and when he wants. Because it's just a fraction of the owners.
Okay. Right.
So these are the major things. In detail, we can discuss in depth.
Absolutely. REITs are a huge topic in themselves. Okay, sir. So as we near the 1 hour mark, I'll ask you a few rapid fire questions. And if it's possible, we'll try to answer them in just a few words. If you feel they need to be elaborated upon, you can do that. So my first question is, many people living in societies asked me this question. that once the all the flats have been sold, after that, if a structural defect is found in the building, can a builder still be held responsible?
Yes, as long as the builder taken the permission from the government like RERA and other local statutory permissions, 5 years they
Right.
have to give the guarantee. For up to 5 years, they are responsible.
Okay. Second question is police verification of tenants important? Very few people actually get it done.
Always better. If you are giving, if it is 2, 3, 5,000, okay, if it is beyond 10, 20,000, it's better to get it because they take a one-time fee.
Okay, I did not know that. Okay. Okay. There's a fee
There
for
are
the
some
police
bodies,
verification.
there are some bodies like HRM manpower recruit karta na. So there are a
Right.
checkpoint, there are special bodies working, they take some 5, 10,000 and they will do all the checking on your behalf and they give you a report.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now, as an individual investor, we when we talked about commercial properties, you mentioned that there are. You mentioned the example where somebody preferred an MNC over a national company, and
Yes.
also we took the examples of bigger brands like Tanishq and Titan. Now, as an individual investor, if I have a commercial property, how do I find brands as tenants for us?
See, if you, most of the owners fail, they don't try to, your expertise is something different. If you're a software guy, you're a
True.
pharma guy, you're a doctor, don't
Right.
attempt to do that. There are ways how you can get a good tenant. Either you can, if you have an experience, you can list in the online portals, or the better way is to give it to the professional agent who specialize in that particular area. They will get you the tenants. Or you can directly write a letter to the vendor. The response time may be very high and may not be accurate.
We wouldn't even know where to send the letter to.
You should find that's what those all things you leave it the job to give them that 1 month rent, 2 months rent they will take. They will do all the groundwork. Then you can take a decision.
Okay. And imagine that you have gone to a social occasion, and during dinner, somebody asks you, Nandi sir, is this a good time to invest in real estate right now? What do you tell them?
If you go and ask in a sweet shop which sweet is good, what they will tell.
Good point. All are amazing.
So रियल एस्टेट के ऊपर जो भी इन्वेस्ट किया कभी वो जिंदगी में लॉस नहीं हुआ है प्रोवाइडेड दे टेकन अ क्लियर टाइटल प्रॉपर्टी गुड लोकेशन डेवलपमेंट गुड बिल्डर so you can invest in any segment any place provided you check the you always check when you invest what are the surrounding development likely to come in next 5 10 years that's more important
Right.
so based on that what is the pricing then you
Okay.
have to take a suitable decision.
Makes sense. Okay. And in conclusion, uh, just a few closing remarks on how do you think anyone, any retail investor can become a successful real estate investor?
Investor or agent?
Investor.
No, the see
Somebody, as you mentioned in the beginning, there are people who frequently trade properties, who buy and sell very frequently. So if
correct.
somebody wants to do that, how do they start doing that?
There are some agencies, there are some portals where you can also do it. Now the social media is very helpful. You need to take a clean, good picture of the property. Suppose you want to sell or you want to rent it in both ways. You have to present. आपको present करना है. आपका property को कैसा सजा के present करना and compare the market. Most of the owners will be highly pricing it because you know they will negotiate with you. But then the buyer will not even see the website. So you need to present a complete like DPR बोलते हैं finance में detailed project report. About that,
Right,
it's very clear. 1 or 2 pages, you have to highlight all the advantages. What is the rent you are getting? If it's a rented property, what is the tax? You give them the rough working. So this is the square feet, this is the area, this is the other neighboring tenants, and all those you should tell. Then when they come for negotiation, you can talk to them and find out the fixed price. Because normally क्या होता है builders भी देखा तो pre-launch करके एक offer है. Initially when you pay the amount, pre-launch means you have to pay 90% amount in 30 days. अब सपोज 10 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी
right,
ले रहे आपको
right,
चार
right, right.
आपको क्या बोलते हैं 10 करोड़ को 7 करोड़ को देता हूँ बोलते हैं प्री लॉन्च में ये 7 करोड़ में
Okay,
90% भरना है And after that, when you give that up to 90%, they will give you a son-in-law treatment. बाद में your value will be less than a daughter-in-law. You
Okay,
got my
because
point?
now they already have your funds.
Yes, yes. And the builder may complete the project, may not complete it. He may get the permission, he may not get the permission. So many problems.
So the risk is very high there.
Yes. They are looking at 30% discount. I am saying look at your 70%.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so my very last question for you for today is, and we always close our live podcast with this question. For people who want to learn more from you, or as you mentioned, for people who want the list of the various 10 pointers you gave today, what is the best way for them to approach you?
I can give my number. Most of the time, I'll be engaged with the shooting. I have told 200 now. Today, my record is 500 videos in 20 channels.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant.
And I'm working
That
towards
also shows
1,000.
how you have such amazing knowledge.
Even today, I've done one shooting in the morning. NTV.
Okay.
So what I
Wow.
mean to
Wow.
say is I'm heading towards completing 1,000 videos by end of next year. I'm the only guy in South India or India who have done so many videos on real estate awareness.
It's a
People,
absolutely privilege to have you here.
people who want to approach me, my number is there. You can give my number. If you want me to give my number, I'll give them. They can WhatsApp. I'll
That's
reply
so
to
kind
them.
of you.
Maybe some phone calls I may not be able to get outside the studio of the phone. And ask a valid question. Don't just ask a question to just ask. If you really have any clear clarity doubt, definitely I'm here to help you. And somebody is keenly interested, they can see my website realtalkoxygen.com. We have 5 services in that. We are training brokerage, project marketing, mentoring, training, like that digital marketing. We are training in all these. I have a team of people who does that. Somebody is interested, they can log in and send me a message. Even if they have some technical doubt, they can call me.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Not many people are open to helping people without any obvious visible return. But it will be lovely. I'm sure many people would want to learn more from you. And honestly, I absolutely love the depth of the knowledge you have. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I don't know if many people have told you this, but I talk to many people in the real estate sector, and you know the condition of the sector. You said it very well yourself. कि real estate agent आजकल कौन बनता है? But honestly, love the depth. I was not expecting such amazing answers from anybody in this sector, but it's absolutely love you that you were here. And today we learned how to analyze a property if it's going to give a good ROI, how to find the rough fair value of a property, how to finalize a broker, and so many other things. Thank you so much for that. Again, follow Fitbit Sane on Telegram and on Instagram for many such enlightening conversations and daily actionable tips. Nandi sir, thank you so much for being with us, and stay in touch. Thank you so much. Any closing remarks you would like to give?
I think the audience are nice to listen. I thank everybody who has listened me patiently without any hesitation. And I wish them a good luck and they should come up in their life career. Real estate is one field where I learned whatever I want, I have achieved it. That's the greatest thing. Whatever I want in my life, I could achieve much in advance with the dedication. Only somebody who wants to become a realtor or investor, they should have patience. They should be honest. Don't expect that money will come to you. Most of the time, people will run after the money. Don't do that. Money will run after you. That's all I can
Wow.
say.
Thank you so much for the enlightening remarks.